Alright, well, welcome back to another commentary video on the Antonio the Sheep channel. I'm your host, the one and only Antonio, and this one will be a bit more serious than usual because, well, the topic at hand demands it. As much as I would love to clown on the person I'm going to be talking about in this video, unfortunately, they are simply so depraved that I cannot bring myself to joke about how fundamentally screwed up they are as a person. You probably knew from the thumbnail exactly who I'm about to be talking about, and you probably dreaded the name. That's right, I'm going to be talking about the one, the only, Hypnotist Sappho. That's right, the self-professed zoosexual and map that was the most controversial figure on YouTube during the beginning of this decade. Now, I'm sure for most of you, Sappho needs no introduction, but for those of you who are not well-versed, allow me to introduce her. Hypnotist Sappho is a 22-year-old furry YouTuber who used to be known for VR hypnosis. However, what she's mainly controversial for nowadays is her stance on zoophilia being a valid sexuality. Now, I obviously do not agree with her stance whatsoever. I think Sappho is a very depraved, disgusting individual, especially considering that she thinks that abusing animals should be recognized as a valid sexuality. Animals cannot at all fucking consent, and even the smartest ones don't usually have the intelligence of more than a 3-year-old child. But Hypnotist Sappho got famous for apparently believing that zoophilia is just as valid as any legitimate sexuality. Again, it is not. And she is most known for her coming out about things video, in which she openly outs herself as an animal abuser. Yeah. So, charming individual right off the bat, but it goes so much worse than that, because not only does she want to abuse animals in the worst way, she also wants to abuse human children in the worst way.
Hi everyone, you all know me as Sappho, and I wanted to make a video about coming out. Coming out with anything can be very difficult, especially if it's something that society currently views with disgust or is a bit dangerous to even come out with the way that things are right now.
Ain't no way.
And it's
Ain't
a lot
no
like
way she's literally
when
comparing her
homosexuals were coming out in
perversion
the 1960s
to the early struggles of the
Stonewall
LGBT
and
community.
those sorts of events. And I know that 99% of my viewers, my community, you don't have anything wrong with homosexuals or gay people. You support them, you support LGBT, nothing against them. But I guarantee that many of you, even if you can't imagine it now, if you were growing up in the 1960s and were being fed all of the news and social propaganda about how gay people should stay in the closet, how it's unnatural and against nature, and all sorts of crazy shit like that, a lot of you would probably be anti-gay, anti-LGBT. And that's just how it is. And I respect you all, and frankly, this sort of thing would have leaked out eventually, especially with how cancel culture is these days and other furry drama. There would be people out there that, they want to have a gotcha moment. They want to build their fame and popularity and, expose people. And I'm just not going to give the opportunity for a Sappho exposed kind of video. And I would rather suck the air out of the sails of the rantsonas, and instead of letting this sort of thing build, just be open and honest about myself and my beliefs. And I want to clear the air and say that, for the record, I am a zoophile. You did not mishear that.
Now, obviously, I am not going to force you to watch that whole 36-minute
I am more
shit show, but this is the gist of why Sappho is controversial. And what really scares me to death is that she states she likes German Shepherds, which, despite being one of the smartest dogs, have the intelligence of a 3-year-old fucking child. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Now, I've compiled a bunch of, photos that go to show Sappho is just a pathological liar, a serial pervert, and she will do anything. She is a very Machiavellian thinker, so to speak. She will do anything if she believes it she will do anything if she believes the ends are worth it. She believes the ends always justify the means. And this is demonstrated here. She's been shown to lie a lot, groom innocent children, and just do very depraved things. I'm actually going to be reading the many statements she's lied about. So this is a comment she left. Many of these so-called receipts, referring to the many instances in which she is shown to portray disgusting and perverse behavior, are either insane speculation, forged, or hearsay. I still don't see hard evidence to back any claims made, and the fact a 17-year-old Canadian who had head moderator privileges got access to those chats is a yawn at best. Also, no NSFW Zoo content has ever been present on that server, unless you stretch the meaning of feral furry artwork. However, the fact that a 17-year-old was able to access these types of chats is disturbing in and of its own right. And it's also, you've done not safe for work hypnosis, Sappho, that is very questionable in consent. Case in point, forwarded from Sappho, just got done with some very pleasant trances, did some therapy, and then things just kind of happened, and then suddenly fractionated, I'm not sure if that's a word, them a few times doing erotic hypnosis. Had someone writing and moaning my name as they came, and the other was trained up with a word that makes them feel deeply aroused, like a nice filling is gently pressing in and out. Okay, I'm sorry, that made me sick. That fucking made me sick. Basically, they were saying she hypnotized them to make them feel as though they are being fucked with a dog's member. And Sappho states here, not a bad video, though there were some parts that felt inaccurate or biased. in particular on you saying I was lying because I said I was a therapist to someone in conversation with someone who also practice hypnotherapy. The Google definition of a therapist is a person skilled in a particular kind of therapy. I do not claim to be a licensed therapist, as I said. Legally, you do not need a hypnotherapy certification to practice in most states, especially if it's recreational, though I am working very hard towards that. Next, that message about the dog dick stuff happening during a session was with someone that was completely consenting to it beforehand, but I didn't expect to be doing that at night. It was certainly lewd, but I'd still think it's a bit of a mischaracterization to say that it's a fetish. More difference of opinion than everything. My mod staff is now all 18 plus and verified. That 17-year-old Canadian mod happened to slip through due to being the person that practically made most of the server for me and got the head mod role. For the rest of the conversation, I was actually pleasantly surprised that you weren't trying to slander me as badly as those groups of people trying to hunt me, literally. Well, honestly, Sappho, I honestly believe you deserve to be hunted because you are a lying, disgusting pig. You are a disgusting fucking pig. And there's honestly a special place in hell for people like you. But this is kind of part of Sappho's whole character. She'll tend to be very compassionate, to rope you in, and then she'll dump you if you go against her. She says, I do, however, have a very affectionate personality. I will go up to people in VR chat and cuddle, hold, kiss, purr, and generally tease without much regard, which certain asshats would call light ERP, and are trying to smear me with. In some cases, it has made people uncomfortable, and in those cases, even if I disagree, I can see how they would call that harassment, because it fucking is. That's why I've been generally turning the dial down as time goes on. For instance, the last erotic session I did was with a group of like 4 to 5 people, and they had a pretty good time, and everyone knew exactly what the session was going to be about. I'm sure they did, Sappho, but pretty much every fucking word you say, hey, is a lie. Yeah, I know. I know I said I was gonna keep the jokes to a minimum, but I had to make that Danganronpa reference to not lose my sanity. Because, like, I'm only 13 minutes into this whole video, and it is not getting any better. Now, here is some conversation about Sappho that doesn't involve her. Yeah, I don't buy the idea that it's just out of being a therapist. It seems more to me that she actually enjoys it herself. Yeah, this whole situation gives me extreme anxiety because some people were telling me that you were Sappho, and I was afraid of starting drama, but I also felt like it should be out there. It was just really bad. And honestly, she said a few times that her therapy sessions have gone into sexual situations, and I'm like, wow, you don't keep those things separate? That's not good. That's just really scary, to be honest. Yeah, highly agree with this one. Yeah, like, this is beyond disturbing. This is FBI open up level shit. And here we are introduced to Sappho's Discord degeneracy, in which she legit had a moderator in her server that dealt with very disturbing things. Granted, he was 17 and the age of consent in Canada, where he is from, is 16, but it's still just disgusting. Yeah. So, obviously, I'm not gonna read through all this shit. I think it'll be long enough for y'all to read. Like, yeah. But Blue kinda eventually realizes this stuff, but Sappho, unfortunately, does not see what she's doing wrong, and oh, fuck, yeah, understandable that she'd be into this podcast zooier than thou. That's too much even for me.
Gray, well, we can make plans for you to work on my phantom touch? Sorry, my grandma needed help. I'll be back later. 3 Sappho, yes tilde, 3 yes I can help you with phantom touch. 3 Gray, you up for tonight? Sappho, ye Gray, message me when you can cuddle. Sappho, MMMH wanna cuddle soon? Gray, ye. Screen capo to Sappho, good boy you are loved Gray, thank you. Sappho, you are welcome Gray, mommy is gonna be thinking of you Gray, okay. 3 morning Sappho, good morning sweet stuff Gray, boop. Screen capo 3 Sappho, be safe, my little angel, and sleep well good boy Gray, fuck that hit different. Night. Sappho, night pup mama is gonna spoil you. Screen capo 4 Sappho, I'll listen to what you have to say because I believe it's important to hear how you feel and we can talk about whatever. I do care about you. Gray, I'm in school. Sappho, okay dear, well. After school then, have a good day at school. Let's hang out in VR later if you're okay with it. Next day, Sappho, alright then I guess, so you are going to try to go against my reputation apparently conspiring with Bandit.
And if you didn't fucking think it could get worse, well, Sappho has also groomed minors into becoming sick degenerates like hers. Most notably a follower called serval.zna. Hey, who Sappho has pretty much groomed to become a bastion for her zoophile cult. So, yeah. Keep in mind, at the time all this info was gathered, Serval was 14, and Sappho is motherfucking 22. And pretty much all Serval's content is, well, herp, regarding Sappho as this sort of messiah. Now, I don't blame Serval at all for what's happened to her, because, like, it's very clear she's been very manipulated by Sappho, who gives anyone she thinks she can manipulate any affection, and yeah, Sappho actually tricked her into believing one of the closest people in her life committed suicide just to further her own sick agenda. I am not fucking kidding. I am not fucking kidding. I will show the screenshots right about here. Now, thankfully, this minor, Julia, didn't end up killing herself, but the fact that Serval doxed herself simply because of how much Sappho had messed with her is just fucking sick. And it's like, honestly, I don't know. And honestly, you might say I'm doing this just to harp on a trend, but no. This is not for my own benefit. This is legit so everyone knows just how much of a monster Sappho truly is, if they don't already know. Like, Sappho, you are a disgrace to literally any community you try to weasel your way into. And just know, nobody is fucking behind you that hasn't been manipulated into it. Nobody is fucking behind you. Okay? Nobody is laughing. Nobody... To be honest, if you were to say any of this stuff to a person in real life, you would be a fucking tree ornament. You would be a fucking tree ornament. And that is the fucking truth. You are just know, neither the furry community nor the queer community, both of which I'm part of, accept you as one of us. Nobody fucking accepts you, and for good reason, because you are an absolutely disgusting human being. But now we're going to be talking about one of the last but most disgusting parts of Sappho's online existence, the zoophile organization Zeta North America, this falsely registered charity. Sorry if you hear someone yelling, that's my sister in the background, I apologize for that. But anyways, we're going to be discussing Sappho's lies about this.
Hi everyone, my name is Sappho, and I wanted to make a video to update all of y'all about...
No, not really.
what
I would have
exactly
hoped you
I've
would
been
have got
up
off
to
the
and
fucking
what I've
internet
been
and checked
doing.
yourself into a mental
I know
hospital,
I
but no
haven't
such
posted in
fucking
a little
luck, I
bit,
see.
and that might have worried some people, but I promise I'm alive. I promise that I'm still here. You can see me, I'm most active on Twitter for the most part. So if people are going to try to contact me, you can contact me there. But yeah,
Okay,
it's been a
maybe,
little while, hasn't
no,
it?
regardless
I
of
mean,
if she has mental illness,
over
because
a
let's be
month
honest,
since
that could
my
be the
last
only way. She
video.
sees nothing fucking wrong with what she's doing.
I
But
still getting a lot of hate.
anyways, I fucking... You fucking deserve all the hate you get. You fucking deserve it. You deserve to become a fucking tree ornament.
I have a TikTok that's had a few videos go a little viral, and already yeah, the drama has definitely not died down, so I'm still getting death threats every day, people trying to dox me, people trying to post an address and say that it's mine everywhere, and that sort of thing. Especially some really toxic forums, like some really fucking toxic forums that are trying to go after me. But I can't even be angry at those people, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I mean, I have a very good community of people around me now.
Come on, just get to the fucking point already. We all know you love the attention, and I'm sure there is not one self-respecting furry that at all is cool with what you're doing. You want to abuse animals in the worst way and not be judged for it. You're sick. You're perverse. You are evil. You are a blight upon humanity, and I wish the worst for you.
I am the chairman of the first zoosexual rights organization in the United States and based in North America. And the name of the organization is Zeta North America. Zoosexuals Engagement for Tolerance and Acceptance.
Alright, I'm gonna stop you there, because that was a fucking lie.
And it is a legally incorporated.
This organization is not, and hopefully never will be, registered. In fact, it is not legal for Sappho to claim that this organization is a registered 501c3 charity, because it's not. It's fucking not. Tax fraud is very, it's a very heavy crime in the US. So, I end this video on one of the most infamous predators on the internet with this warning: do not fall into Sappho's traps. She is the definition of a human Black Widow. She will use you, get tired of you, and then kick you off as if you were nothing.